I started actually out at our original Ford store, which is in Preston, actually housed right where we are right today, before our fire. And I started right out of high school. I was selling cars for two gentlemen that owned a dealership at that point, Frank Shaw and Bob McDonald. 4 years later, I had the opportunity that Bob McDonald decided he didn't want to have ownership anymore, and I had the opportunity to buy him out. And then later, our next store was in almost the late '80s. We bought a store in Delaware, and then from then on, it kind of grew from there.
Actually, right when I was graduating college, so in 2008, when things were at their worst, it was when I was getting full speed into the business. So one thing I had to learn how to do really quickly was grow up and work. And we literally sat in this room that we're sitting in today. We sat down with our executive team at the time and we said, no matter what happens through this economy, we're not going to stop giving to this community. If we've committed money to a Little League team or an organization, we're going to give every dollar we have to continue to do that. So, and it was one of the times where we were like, we won't be adding on more, but anything we've committed to in the past, we're going to continue to do. So around that same time in 2008, I went to college to Ford Automotive, actually, in Northwood University. So one of the only automotive college that has a 4-year program. So my junior and senior year, I pretty much went to college during the week and came home and worked Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then flew back on Sunday. And he told me on several occasions, like, it's your senior year of college, you don't need to do that. And I said, it's the right thing to do. I want to show our team and our associates, even though I'm young, I can have the work ethic that you had. And I think the timing for us was perfect for that and that transition, because it wasn't a time where the economy was at the top and we could just sit back and relax. We really had to go in, roll up our sleeves and work. So in 2009, so still in that same time period, around November, we looked and we're like 130 in the nation. And for us, we were like, that's a lot higher than we've ever been. And we looked and we're like, you know what, let's push for it. Let's shoot for getting in the top 100. And we finished at 109 in the nation. And we said to ourselves, we thought it was cool. We made glasses, we made shirts, we did everything. 109 in 2009. I mean, we thought the sky was the limit. We had hit it, and we had kind of got there. So, because the credit is not only due to our associates working their butts off, but it's our customers. I mean, they're literally buying cars, sending friends, sending family members from states away to help us reach our goal. And that's why, for me, our most important core value we have as an organization is community, because they literally stand behind us and help push us up in the ranks year after year, and it's just awesome to see. We've literally introduced frogs every year for the past 7 years to give back to a different community organization, and typically those community organizations are near and dear to our hearts. So our first frog that we had that was past the green frog was pink for breast cancer awareness, because breast cancer awareness not only hit our family with my stepmom, Peg, but also my assistant at the time, Diana, had battled breast cancer on multiple occasions. If you look at our fleet of vehicles we have that travel the Delmarva streets, they're still pink to this day.
We didn't have an ad agency. We didn't go out and get one. We tried them a couple times over the years, and we really didn't, so we placed our own buys. We produced our own traditional spots. We're probably one of the few who did that. So we kind of had we had our own internal ad agency. So as digital evolved, we really saw that it was easier to pinpoint. It was just easier to really dive in, look at that data, and see what it was. We already had dealers reaching out to us, asking us for advice, and so we just said, it might be a good business model to do, and really it's fun because we don't do it for any dealers locally. We do it for dealers nationwide.
So we still have a marketing department inside our stores and our dealerships what they do is they communicate with ifrog on a daily basis for all the Google Analytics, the search engine marketing, the retargeting, the graphic design. They do all of that for us. So they do have a piece of helping with even the traditional marketing for us, because they're designing some of the logos and ad spaces for us for that.
I'm proud that it's a family business. I tell you, as far as the other side of it goes, we've adopted this term since David's got out of college. We spent a lot of time in leadership seminars, and we really believe it. And I've actually believed it without hearing it before. But the key is just never arriving, right? You just never, because we talked about digital. We talked about, the different buying habits of people, the different, like ride shares and things of that nature. If you sit back and take a breath, and anytime you do that, anytime you rest on your laurels, you might as well plan on somebody's coming at you, full blast. As far as being proud, I'm proud that David, is in the business. Our whole family's, is in the business. But the key is those words never arrive, because we're in a business. Not to say that a lot of businesses aren't rapidly changing and aren't going to continue to rapidly change. And I've been in it, for a while. I've been in it for, really for a long time. And we've always, we've seen the evolutions, and we've seen the changes, and we've said, okay, well, this is different. But the pace at which we're moving today, the way the automotive pace is moving today, is something like we've really never seen before. And the key for us is to make sure that we adapt. I've always said, I said in the past, and I still believe it, that an automobile is an extension of somebody's personality. And for me, because I do believe that the only thing that constant is change. As people are different, as the younger generations are coming along and they're driving. I do believe there's going to be a change. I just don't know how rapid it's going to be. So you got to, so it's almost like a parallel business model you got to do. You got to take care of your business model today and plan for the one of the future.